So this one was pretty fun. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, was released in 2016, directed by Gareth Edwards, starring Felicity Jones, Diego Luna, Donnie Yen, Alan Tudyk, Ben Mendelsohn, Forrest Whitaker, a whole lot of other people. And I had a lot of fun with this movie when it was first released in theaters, when I first saw it. And honestly, it still holds up for me. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting off with the good, and there's a lot that I like in this movie, just like there's a lot that I like in every Star Wars movie. You're just gonna hear me say that in every review. But I really liked Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso in this movie. She does a really good job as this character. She's got some really good character moments. I really like Diego Luna as Cassian Andor. I really love this character especially. I love his chemistry with Jyn Erso, and I'm really excited for the Andor series on Disney+. I think that's coming out next year, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but I really love this character. I love the whole gray area that he exists in, where he's a good guy in this movie, but really he's kind of an anti-hero when you really look at it, because of some of the unethical ways he goes about doing things near the beginning of this movie. I really liked that. Then you got Chirrut Imwe, played by Donnie Yen, and I honestly think that this is probably my favorite character in the movie because of how badass he is. I love Donnie Yen. I think he's a great actor, and I love him in everything he does. I loved him as this character especially because he's got some pretty cool fight scenes in this movie, and I really love those fight scenes. I just really love the blind badass type character. I don't know why, I just really do. And then you got some other characters on this team. You got Baze Malbus, who is also a really cool character, and Bodhi Rook, who is probably given the least to do of this entire team, but I still really liked him because he's an Empire soldier turned good, and I really love a story like that where bad guy defects, becomes good, helps the heroes. However, other than Chirrut Imwe, I feel like the best character on this team is K2SO, voiced by Alan Tudyk. This is probably, if not my favorite, easily top 3 favorite Star Wars droids ever, because he's so sassy. I just love him. He's got a smart-ass sense of humor, and I love his banter with Cassian Andor. I know Alan Tudyk said that he's not going to be in the Andor series, but if a season 2 does happen, we could see it, so I really hope that happens because I'd love to see more of K2SO. And then final of the heroes technically is Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera. A lot of people say that he had no place in this movie, but I disagree, because first of all, I just love the character of Saw Gerrera. I loved his episodes in the Clone Wars animated series, and I was happy to see more of Saw Gerrera. I hear he's in Rebels as well, which I am currently watching through, so I'm looking forward to seeing him again in that as well. But I really did like Saw Gerrera in this movie, even though he's barely in it. Forrest Whitaker does a really good job as the character. Also, it was just really nice to see Jimmy Smits back as Bail Organa, because I liked him in the prequels. I just forgot to mention him because I'm a professional moron. But I did really like seeing him back as Bail Organa in this movie, even if just for a couple scenes. It was just really nice. Then you got Ben Mendelsohn as the main villain. Director Krennic, he's basically the guy who built the Death Star, helped make the plans with a character I will be mentioning later. I really liked him. Ben Mendelsohn's one of my personal favorite actors. I like him in just about everything he does. I think he does a good job in everything I see him in, and this movie's no exception. I just really love the intensity that he brings to this role. And then you have Darth Vader, obviously, in this movie, and he is easily gives us the best action sequence in this entire movie. Yes, the entire beach assault and the space battle when they're stealing the Death Star plans is good. I'm not denying that whatsoever. But Darth Vader showed up and stole the entire show in the last 30 seconds of this movie. After the Death Star plans have been transmitted to the Rebel ship, you get a dark hallway, bunch of Rebel troopers, you hear Darth Vader breathing, and that red lightsaber ignites, and they just start firing at him, and he's just walking down the hallway like it's nothing, just slaughtering them. It's an absolutely badass scene. It's why I love Darth Vader so much as a character, and because he's so awesome. And like I said, the action scenes for the rest of the movie are also really good. I really like the story, even though it's basically just a 2-hour, 15-minute explanation to a plot hole from A New Hope. I just really liked the story showing how the rebels got a hold of the Death Star plans. I really liked that whole mission that they went on near the end of the movie. And again, like I said, action scenes are great. Everyone on the team does die by the end of the movie, but none of the deaths really feel wasted. They all go out in a satisfying and emotional way, especially K2SO, Chirrut Imwe, and Baze Malbus. They all go out terrifically. Best deaths in the movie, in my opinion. And then it ends on a very high note with Leia getting the plans that were transmitted to the ship, and it leads right into Episode 4, A New Hope, which was the original Star Wars movie, which we will get to next week. But I just really loved the story to this movie. The action was great, but there are some things I am not a big fan of, so that leads us into the bad section of this movie. And there's a couple things. First of all, Mads Mikkelsen is one of my favorite actors of all time, but he felt kind of wasted in the end, if that makes any sense whatsoever. He's not really in it a whole bunch. He's only in like 2, 3, maybe 4 scenes, and then he's killed off. And I don't know, I just wanted more Mads Mikkelsen because I love Mads Mikkelsen. And then my other issue with this movie is the CGI used to recreate Tarkin. It just felt weird and semi-disrespectful to recreate an actor who has long since passed. I don't know if I'm overreacting there. Plus the CGI just didn't look that great, but it's whatever. That's about all for the bad. So moving into the final thoughts, I really did enjoy this movie. I loved it back when it first came out in 2016. I love it now. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story is a very fun movie, one of the best from Disney, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. What do you think of this movie? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time.